Buenos días, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, depende en la hora. I want to take a moment to talk through how to use translators as a resource, not as a way to do the work for you. So think of this as a hard copy of a dictionary. How is this going to be helpful? And there's a lot to it. And I know that there's a lot of negativity around using Google Translate. And I do have a lot of negative feelings when you're putting in, here's an English sentence. Please tell me how to say that in Spanish. That's not helping you to learn. But it can help you to expand your vocabulary. That's when it's an excellent resource. And let me show you a few reasons why. So when I want to find out how to say something in Spanish, like the word transportation. It's not a common word that we're using, and in many levels we're needing it now. What I want you to see is it gives you some options at first. This is what we want, the transportation, and then there's a word over here. Now, don't just go straight to that word. I actually want you to come down below that to see what's here. So this one happens to be a noun, and the only options we're given is nouns. But over here, frequency, this is a good indicator as to how common this particular word is in the Spanish language. So the more bars, up to 3, the more likely you've hit what you want. Now, over here, we have some synonyms or some other translations that it could be used for in English between British English and American English. So the first one that's given to us, it tells us the gender right there as well, el transporte. And these are the different ones we have. We'll notice that some of those in there we don't really use in American English, but it's much more common in British English. So even though these 3 are all here for transportation, this is the one we want to go with, el transporte. Now, on top of that, there's another really good benefit of using Google Translate versus some other translators, and that's because it gives you the pronunciation. When you click on it once, they'll say it at speed.
Transporte.
But then if you click on it a second time, it slows down.
Transporte.
It's important with a new word to make sure that you are looking at how to pronounce it, and you practice with the translation of the pronunciation from the native speaker. On top of that, it's good as you're learning new words and bringing some new words in, that you see how they relate to other words in spelling and in pronunciation. Try to connect the Spanish to the Spanish, okay? So that's one example we might want to put in. Now, something else that might happen in here is, trying to think of a good one, to look at, here's a good one, ski. Okay, so here they're thinking I might want some other words, but that's not what I want. I see this a lot. Students forget how to say to ski, and so they come in here and they go, oh, a ski. Notice, though, when you come down below, that's the noun. It's not the action of skiing. That's the verb, esquiar. And if we remember, as we're learning as we know, work with verbs, they have to have an AR ending, an IR ending, or an ER ending. That is the only way a verb exists in the infinitive form. When you look them up, that's what you're going to find, that AR. Okay, this is a ski or a competition, a ski competition. You would use this as well. So it's not the action of skiing. Even though it says skiing here, this is the action of skiing. Like, I go skiing, voy a esquiar, not a ski. All right, so that's important to realize, and that's where we use this. So I hope that this has been helpful. Please let me know what questions you might have. Y hasta luego.